Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to sunny Bellingham, Massachusetts on this fine Sunday afternoon. My name is Pat Nugent, and I'm the Inside District Manager responsible for Mid-Markets Team New England. And much like EMC's Extreme I/O stands atop the all-flash array market, I stand atop the roof of my house, which is where I've spent the better part of this weekend shoveling nearly 5 feet of snow in preparation for our next major storm here in New England. Today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the evolution of the all-flash array, and specifically as it relates to a study released by Wikibon in December of 2014, which outlined that the next generation solid-state data center is going to be based around a Generation 4 architecture with tightly coupled, scale-out design, able to deliver always-on advanced data services, therefore offering customers the lowest cost per gig and able to deliver the best possible TCO. But before we talk about where the evolution is headed and where we're going in the all-flash array data center, I'd like to start and talk a little bit about Generation 1, where we began. And that was rooted in essentially spinning media. The 15K disk offered in 2000 by Seagate. The 15K disk offered exceptional performance and a nice balance between CPU and disk. But as we know, over time, Moore's Law held true, and CPU doubled in performance every 18 months, but unfortunately, the performance of spinning disk remained consistent. And so over time, we saw a gap created until 2008, when EMC introduced, we were the leaders at the time with the VNX and the VMAX platform, we introduced flash into that traditional architecture, really creating a hybrid platform and able to deliver significant performance increases, but at the same time added a layer of complexity for those customers. And really paved the way for kind of Generation 2, which was another evolution of the hybrid array architecture. And we saw the likes of Nimble and Tegile and Tintry, really focused around a value prop around simplicity and improving that tiering concept that was based in Generation 1. We saw, improvements around, some performance as it relates to specific workloads, but we saw limitations as they were able to only deliver, very limited data services. And we saw limitations around the architecture with the active-passive dual controller architectures. Customers we found were looking for more, which spawned Generation 3, and for the first time ever, we saw pretty much flash adoption at a large scale across the marketplace. And with that, we saw the likes of Violin and Pure and Texas Memory. Really, we saw improved performance, better workload, end user experience. But we saw, that came with a price, right? All flash was expensive, and really we saw these solutions offered around essentially the same fundamental architectures with traditional RAID, traditional LUNs, and really that same active-passive dual controller architecture. So customers were essentially forced to make a choice. Really benefit from that performance that all flash can provide, or take advantage of some of the efficiencies, because for the first time in this platform they were able to offer efficiencies. However, we saw limitations when customers wanted to leverage both performance and some of the efficiencies around deduplication and compression. We found that there was a significant impact on the performance of the array when leveraging both. And in those instances, with some of those platforms, we saw significant degradations even back to worse than we saw with Generation 1 and Generation 2 architectures. So introduce Generation 4. And really where EMC and Extreme I/O stand alone with over 47% market share, over $1 billion of annualized run rate revenue, 3,000 units sold with over 1,500 customers. And so why is that? And really it's around the concept of fundamentally redesigning that architecture and moving away from a scale-up architecture with dual controllers to a scale-out architecture, and really moving toward a multi-controller architecture where with the next release of Extreme I/O that's going to come out at the beginning of Q2, we're going to be able to deliver 16 active controllers, unprecedented in the marketplace. And with that, because memory is shared across all of those controllers, we're able to deliver always-on, inline advanced data services like compression, deduplication, thin provisioning, all without any degradation to the end user and any degradation in performance. So, a significant change from what Generation 1, 2, and 3 were able to provide. And so, what is that doing? It's able to allowing us to deliver over a petabyte of storage in one single rack unit with sub-millisecond latency and over 1 million IOPS. It's truly a difference maker in the marketplace. So, as you think about, the evolution of Generation 1 through 4, it's clear, EMC has positioned itself for significant success today as well as for the future as it relates to its customers. So now I do consider myself to be Gen 4 certified. And with that, I challenge my team to take the jump and become Gen 4 certified. And that includes John Jones, Ben Brown, Peter Beckerman, Ryan Maniface, Kristen Campbell, James Lineberger, Nikki Panazopoulos, Dustin Baker, and Vince Sorelli. Thanks, make it a great day, and have fun.